really do believe there's this part of you that knows better, and all it takes is for one thing to happen. Like with me and Kim, we were meditating one day. Or, well, she was. I could never get into it, so I was just sort of like pretending, you know. I did that a lot, actually. That's another thing. I used to wonder if she knew I was pretending, because if she's supposed to be so spiritual, she should be able to tell, right? But she never said anything. I even wondered if maybe she knew I was pretending, but she just wasn't saying anything. Anyway, the time I was telling you about, I just started watching her, sort of squinting. All of a sudden, she like started changing shape right in front of me. I mean, like I could see the pores in her skin, and like all these like little hairs all over her body. Ugh, it was like she just turned evil right in front of me. I even thought later, like, maybe it was this really ironic thing happened, you know? Like, I, for the first time, finally had a mystical insight while meditating. And what I saw was, the girl who got me into it in the first place was this really evil creep. Anyway, I just got up and I walked out. She was still meditating. I never saw her again. It's weird the way these things work out. Oh, by the way, my mother says hi.
Dear, I drink socially. I hardly think that my drinking can be compared to your drug taking. And even if it could be, I think your involvement with drugs has vindicated me. You're hardly in a position to judge me. I just hope you weren't out sleeping with someone. And if you were, I hope you used condoms. I didn't bring you up to act this way, but if you are, I hope it's your morals that are in question and not your judgment. Suzanne, how did we become so estranged? I have tried to be a good mother to you, only to be met with this fresh, superior attitude of yours. You have felt my intellectual superior since you were 14 years old. And rightfully so. You were always far more verbal than I. Me. Whatever. I just don't understand why you're turning away from me. I just want you to like me. I just want to be your friend. You know, dear, you're a very hard person to have a conversation with. Do you see how you're looking at me now? Like I'm some kind of moron?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. I want to buy 8 hot dogs and 8 hot dog buns to go with them. But nobody sells 8 hot dog buns. They only sell 12 hot dog buns. So I end up paying for 4 buns I don't need. So I am removing the superfluous buns. Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I'm sorry, sir, but you're going to have to pay for all 12 buns. They're not individually marked. Am I right? And you want to know why? Because some bigwig over at the Wiener Company got together with some bigwig from the Bun Company and decided to rip off the American public because they think the American public is a bunch of nitwits who will pay for everything they don't need rather than making a stink. Well, they're not ripping off this nitwit anymore. Not George Banks. Go ahead, call security. I don't care because I'm not paying for one more thing I don't need. George Banks says no. Who's George Banks? Me. Oh, I'll tell you why we don't calm down. Because you're not excited. It takes 2 for a we to calm down. But I'll tell you something. You can call the cops, but I am not going to pipe down, and I am not going to pay for those goddamn buns.
Oh, I never enjoy anything. I'm always waiting for what's next. I think everybody's like that though, you know, always living life in fast forward, never stopping to enjoy the moment, always trying to rush through to get to what they're really supposed to be doing with their lives. I get these flashes of clarity, like brilliant clarity, where I stop and I think, this is it. This is my life. I better slow down and enjoy it because before we know it, we're all going to be in the ground and then that's it. We'll be gone. So I think we should fuck. Let's just fast forward through all the drunken bullshit. I mean, let's face it, you don't really look like you'd be very good at it anyway, and I don't really want to stand here and listen to you bumblefuck your way through it. We both want the same thing. Go back to your place, have sex, never see each other again. You with me?
Yes, I would love to sit down and continue to wait, but I need to tell you No, I have to tell you that I have a large, round, wet piece of meat that is sitting on the top shelf of my refrigerator. It is called a Yankee pot roast. Yes, a Yankee pot roast. I took it out of the freezer this morning and put it in my refrigerator so that it would defrost. It has defrosted. It has defrosted during these long hours that I have been sitting here waiting for a doctor to see my daughter Beatrice for an ear infection, which she just needs a simple prescription for an antibiotic. Yes, I've seen the triage nurse. No, the triage nurse did not diagnose her as having an ear infection. I did. I did because she keeps pointing at her ear and saying, owie, owie, mommy, owie, which to me says ear infection, which kids are always getting. Beatrice! Pick up your beaky off the floor and put it in your mouth now. That's right. Dust it off first. That's a good girl. I swear I'm not usually a cranky person. It's just, I have 2 kids with me who haven't had their nap, and I'm supposed to pick up a third one in 17 minutes. Go home, cook my Yankee pot roast, and cut it up into tiny bits for my kids to eat, and eventually for me to eat as well. I'm tired of waiting. I want to see a doctor now.